I never understand graffiti like this. Like, Rajesh! We get it, your name is Rajesh, but why do you have to propagate this fact to the rest of the world?
Is this slow, okay?
Oh, it's good, yeah, no problem. Or to like write some bad word, or like the fact that you love someone else, or like, who the fuck cares? No one cares that your name Rajesh. You don't need to destroy like historical artifacts with this. Or this. Like, Happy New Year. Okay, little different, little nicer message, but like, there's an expiration date on it. It's not relevant the next year. But if you do graffiti, like in the Berlin Wall, or like some sort of like art, you know? Like, for example, this is art. This adds value. Debatable, you know? Maybe you don't see the value in that art. But I think like, most people would say that this graffiti adds value, adds beauty, adds some like authentic touch to the whole vibe here, versus a man just writing his fucking name. I don't know, maybe that's also art, right? That's what art means. Art is in the eye of the beholder. So maybe someone looks at the Rajesh graffiti and says, damn, you know, I feel so inspired, and is willing to pay like $1 million to buy that Rajesh painting. Anyways, we are in beautiful, spiritual Varanasi. This man is rowing us in the Ganj River, where they burn bodies. They burn bodies in these yats. Yat means like access to river. They burn, cremate the dead bodies. They release it to the river. Why is it spiritual here? Because I guess death is like an intrinsically spiritual thing. Since we all eventually die, there's no way to escape it. And I guess if you see death, it probably changes your mental state, probably inspires you to do certain things, because you remember that life is finite. Some people say that they wish to, bless you, they wish to live forever, but other people say that if you lived forever, then there would be no value in life, because it's kind of like the rule of scarcity. If something is limited, then it has value. If your days are limited, then you have to seize them, which is the reason why actually I try to pack as much travel and exploration to my free time as possible. And I'm not like a lot of these other travel YouTubers who travel full-time. Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury, nor do I feel the need to do it full-time, because in my mind, like, if you do it in certain life stages, travel teaches you certain things. If you do it for too long, back to back, you know, forever, then it kind of loses. Like, the contrast is nice. Like, you work hard and then you come and you travel hard, you know, work hard, travel hard. Yeah, because you can't always travel. Yeah, seize the day, like kind of like classic Instagram, TikTok videos. Like, you're not living life. You got to do this, you do that, whatever. Like, you can't do that forever. You know, when I was younger in college, I was thinking like, but why? Like, I went through a stage of like, well, like maybe everything is up for questioning, because you leave your family and you go to college and you realize, oh my God, the world is so much larger. What else do I not know? What else did I used to know? I thought it was true, but it's not true anymore. So you start thinking about those sorts of things. And I went through this phase of like questioning everything. What if the life where you work hard to become a doctor, whatever, you know, the whole grind hard life that your family kind of instills in you, what if that's not right? What if the correct life is actually being a full-time hippie? What if it is to be, you know, I was talking to everyone, like, it doesn't matter, garbage man, truck driver, like, I had no judgments. I was talking to everyone about the meaning of life, what they thought was the meaning. And yeah, I guess like at some point I wasn't sure like which life was the best life to live. So I had to go out and experiment for myself and try the hippie life. So I dropped out of school for a couple months, like one semester, which equated to about 8 months of a travel experience for me. But at the end of it, I realized that it's not only like travel and fun and those happy things that you need in life. Humans also need a challenge in their life, like a burden to bear. That's what's missing if you travel full time. Unless you can somehow like bake that into it. And every person has a different tolerance for a burden in their lives. But for me, traveling full time was not satisfying the necessity for that burden. Felt that I could contribute more. And I also realized, like, I guess I'm pretty lucky because I earn dollars and I get to live a good life in these cheaper countries. But the world is not as developed. That's what you see when you travel. And there's no universal requirement to do this, but I feel the need to provide to this world so that other people can also live good lives, live better, more developed, better infrastructure, better quality of life. For them to do that, I need to do my responsibility with the cards that I'm dealt with. I'm dealt a pretty good hands. I live in a first world country, I have good education, I can do things with that. Or I can it and just travel, you know? But that's selfish. It'd be selfish for me to do so. But I'm not judging anyone who does that because, like, in the end, we're all gonna die. So maybe, like, there's nothing wrong with a selfish life, I suppose. Everyone, in the end, is out here to maximize their personal happiness. So I guess who am I to judge you for choosing to live the selfish life? By all means, if you want to travel, do it full time. But for me, I feel the need to do something greater, to give back to the world. And I also had a lot of questions about, like, well, okay, so I want to give back to the world, but, like, how do I do that? What's the best way to do it? Like, is it to come to India and literally work firsthand at, like, maybe building buildings or something, or like whatever? What is the ideal life? What is the most productive I am? Like, how do I provide the most value to the world? And I realized, you know, after read a lot of books, a lot of philosophy, and I realized that essentially the way the market works is if you do what you get paid most, by definition, you're providing the most value to the world, because that's just how the market works. People pay you money equivalent to the amount of value you provide. So if you maximize the money that you're trying to make, you maximize the value that you provide to society. Yeah, that really simplified things, because now the issue just becomes like, just try to find more money, try to make more money, which is ironically what a lot of people call selfish. But I think it's the opposite. If you try to maximize your money, then it means you're making a lot of people happy, because that's how you get money, by making people happy. No one just hands over their money to you, right? You have to first make them happy, then they give you money. So the amount of money you make in the world is the amount of people that you've made happy in this world. But anyways, going back to death, as you can see, there's a cremation going on here, burning a dead body. Death is unavoidable, I guess. The lesson is you have to seize every day. You don't watch Instagram reels, because life is limited. I think the advice is often given as like, always have fun, always do this, do that. But I think that's the wrong advice. It's, to conclude my train of thought, it's not to always have fun. It's to seize the day, always do something meaningful, you know, that's more important. Meaningful. Meaningful could mean carrying a burden, doing something constructive, creating something, but it could also mean like having fun. It's just, don't waste time, you know? That's the lesson. Don't waste time. Time is limited. And because it's limited, it has value. And you want it to have value. As much as you don't want to die, you want death. Just like Steve Jobs says, death is the single most important invention in the world. It clears the old and makes way for the young. And soon, you will die. Be like this man who's being burned and will be ashes in this river. And if it wasn't for death, you wouldn't value the amount of limited time you have in this world. If you live every day like it's your last day, then one day you'll be right. So what will you be doing today? Watching my YouTube videos, or pause that shit, give it a like and a subscribe, but then go fucking do something useful today. Don't waste your time. Not today, just every day. See you, my friends.